There we go. Anybody heard of PensionBee? Yeah? Great. Not the whole room, so there's still a lot of work to do. But I guess a lot of people have issues, have thought about their pensions maybe in the past. Everybody will have them now these days. Everybody's switching job these days. So on average, you will get 12 of them before you retire. And they're usually dotted all over the place. You have no idea what's in them. So I'm just going to, in 2 minutes, going to tell you what we do and how we do that. And then we quickly go through how we grew from 0 to now, just close to 125,000 people signed up since 2016. And especially how are we going to grow next year. So yeah, we make pensions simple. So guess what? It's visible. You get a life pension balance. So you can see exactly how much you have. And we combine your pensions from previous jobs all in one place. And guess what? That's a problem we're trying to solve. People don't understand pensions. People don't move pensions. That statistics is not on here, but 80% leave their pensions when they move jobs. And pension companies are not necessarily the most forthcoming pension companies in the world. So if you want to call them and say what's in my pension, on average that will take them 19 days to let you know on a piece of paper. So that's why we started PensionBee, challenging the outdated industry, and a giveaway in terms of like things we want to talk about scaling up. In the titles, you probably start to see a bit of a clue. So in this case, us being a challenger brand, challenging the outdated paper pensions industry, the steam-powered pensions industry, and try to force innovation on behalf not just our customers, but pensions as a whole. And just bringing that simplicity. So you might have these 10, 12 pensions, but in 5 minutes you have control. Just tell us where you've worked, give us your national insurance number, and that's it. We will know it's Scottish Widows or Aegon or any other provider, and then we bring those pensions together. Any pension provider that says, we need your original birth certificate, because that actually still happens, we've made that process much easier as possible. So we have 4 signature robots that will transfer, if you sign up on the app with your finger, with a signature, that will then be on a piece of paper going to a pension provider if they still require a piece of paper. And then you have it, your pension on your phone or any device you want, and you can see exactly what's in it. You will be in full control, total transparency. If it's not on our app, it might be on your favorite banking app. So if you're a Starling Bank customer, you can see your pension balance there. If you have a Yolt app or any other, the Money Dashboard will be live next week. You can see exactly what you have. Second clue, aside from simplicity and being a challenger, third clue is capturing a generation that is actually cannot be bothered with pensions whatsoever. They're not being targeted by financial advisors because their pension pots might not be big enough, so they're not interesting. Also, you're in the midst of your career. Pensions is the last on your mind. You will sort it out on a Sunday when it's raining. Guess what? Sunday it's raining. You will be watching Netflix instead, because it's not something it's not buying a Ferrari online, right? It's a very cold purchase. So they're being left alone. But if you look at our customers, they're quite young. They're surprisingly a lot of outside of London. So we're also not really targeting the wealthy Londoner based in London. And this goes back to capturing a forgotten generation in our case. So an audience that's not actually being served properly, that needs a product like us. Second, also, they're not like me, because I live in London and I work for a financial company. So you would expect me to know a little bit more about pensions than the average person living in the UK. So know your customer inside out. And in our case, most of them are not based in London, because guess what? Everybody has pensions. The other thing that really, really helped us to grow really fast is overcoming that natural trust barrier for financial products. You talk about your life savings. Would you trust a startup with your pension money? I wouldn't. So why would you? And that was one of the key things that we had to overcome. So working with existing money managers, your pension is 100% guaranteed. So if we go bust, your money is safe. 100% guaranteed by the financial compensation scheme. So all of these like things we communicate to build that trust bit by bit. Use your customers to tell what they think about you. It's not just Trustpilot where we measure that. Of course, we have internal customer satisfaction scores. But it's the fact that other customers are telling the world what they think about the experience. And also what's being mentioned earlier tonight, if you can save them some money on their fees, that's also a good trigger to get them to your company. And then if I would target people the same way as lots of other companies would do, then my cost of acquisition would be quite high. And try to earn that back is quite expensive. So 80% of our customers will find us on their mobile phones. The busiest times are the morning commute and the evening commute, because that's when they are on their phones. And 65% of our customers are acquired for Instagram and Facebook. Again, a very unusual channel for a pension product. The audience in their 30s, the young consolidators we call them, they're not looking for this. So we need to wow them on their phones. And that's where these kind of channels kind of like come in. And they say, I don't know you could do this. They sign up and they get started. It's a different beast for our over 50s, a product we've launched earlier this year. They will actually not be targeted through these channels. So know your customer inside out and know which channels you need to use to actually acquire them. Our young consolidators are not looking for pensions. They're not thinking about pensions. So you need to wow them with, for example, a video ad or some content. If you compare this, knowing your channels and testing your channels inside out, experimenting with things. So for example, these videos, they're not high-end productions. This is our brick wall in our office. It's not that difficult to shoot a video and just get it out and test it. So, but then the other thing in terms of being unique, what we've tried at PensionBee is like, does this look like a pension company? Is this somebody dressed up in a three-piece suit talking about pensions with a massive risk warning underneath the screen? That's not how you would want to think about pensions, right? That's exactly why you would be switched off in the first place. So having a clear brand identity, being fresh in that perspective and challenging the industry would work. And that will actually give you that press we've talked about, give you that press and that visibility in the press. We've now at 125,000 signups, 30,000 people have consolidated their pensions. The rest is somewhere in that journey. So a massive opportunity for us to nurture them with email marketing and push notifications and nudges at the right moment in time. Our biggest challenge is now, great, we've passed that startup now. We now need to go to scale up. And how will that look like next year? And I'm done.